Poll after poll after poll find that the American people overwhelmingly worry he might be too old for a second term.
To the lack of access, this guy is a walking stand-in, and he can't even stand.
Yeah, we certainly do. And I do want to mention, Griff, that the president has been anything but off the grid while here in Delaware. And so the president's line here in Delaware, again, was very busy today.
Okay, things I never expected to hear on Fox News. Wow, that tan suit looks great. Diversity is actually our strength. Maybe a billionaire with a golden toilet isn't a man of the people. And lastly, Biden has been anything but off the grid. I know I'm just as shocked as you, but you know how the saying goes, right? Even a broken clock, blah, blah, blah.
This is the president's second Oval Office address. Your overall thoughts about him tonight?
Oh, I think it may be remembered as one of the best, if not the best, speeches of his presidency. He was firm, he was unequivocal, he was strong, as he has been, particularly in recent days before he went to Israel and while he was over there.
But amidst the usual fear-mongering, conspiracy peddling, and utter misunderstanding of the meaning of the word captured.
Sir, you talk about the border. We just did a story on it. It's frightening, the number of known terrorists. We went from 0 known terrorists captured under Donald Trump to now record numbers. We're in over 160. That doesn't count the 50,000 Chinese who have come across the border just in the last year.
Fox News featured a segment over the weekend discussing Joe Biden's schedule while in Delaware. And as we're all accustomed to expect, I was prepared for the usual disparaging remarks regarding his age, need for a rest, or that he was secretly storing Hunter's laptop in his panic room.
Another thing, Joe Biden comes out and he has the unmitigated gall to say that Donald Trump didn't build anything.
To the lack of access, this guy is a walking stand-in, and he can't even stand.
He was standing upright on the picket line with the auto workers, right?
But to my utter dismay, this happened.
Yeah, we certainly do. And I do want to mention, Griff, that the president has been anything but off the grid while here in Delaware. And of that call with the prime minister, the White House said that President Biden expressed how welcome he is that these first 2 convoys of aid were able to make it into Gaza. They also said that the president of the leaders, quote, affirmed that there will now be continued flow of this critical assistance into Gaza. The president expressed appreciation for Israel's support in helping to accommodate the release of 2 American hostages. So the president also spoke with his national security team this morning, Pope Francis as well, plus the leaders of Germany, France, Italy, the UK, and Canada too. So the president's line here in Delaware, again, was very busy today. Even on that breezy beach walk we were just talking about, the president was on his cell phone during a portion of that. Now, earlier today, Secretary of State Antony Blinken appeared on the Sunday shows.
Now, I will say it is not the first time that Fox have seemingly turned away from their regularly scheduled hate spewing. While it wasn't intentional, we remember when Peter Ducey did it while Biden was overseas. And it was enjoyable to picture the sheer abuse that was being directed into his earpiece for daring to say anything complimentary about the man who has been maintaining a rigorous schedule navigating the numerous ongoing issues both in America and across the world.
Arthel, after several days of meetings in South Asia, President Biden wants to make sure everybody back home knows he only wants the best for China. And so we expect maybe some climate talk here in Hanoi. But now that the senior staff is here, it shouldn't be too much longer. Back to you.
Really quickly, understanding the time constraints you might have here any moment, what can be expected from this? Is it going to be a Q&A, simply a direct set of statements from President Biden? What can we expect?
We expect a short statement off the top just about how the G20 went in India and how his meetings went here with the Communist Party in Vietnam. And then as many questions as he wants to take. He has been basically working all through the night, the equivalent of an all-nighter Eastern time. So he's probably pretty tired, pretty jet-lagged, but he should take at least a handful.
Unlike, say, the putter-in-chief who was in charge before him.
In defending his implausible claim that President Trump shot a 73 on the golf course Monday, Senator Lindsey Graham admitted to Golf Magazine the president likes to take gimme putts instead of finishing out the hole. But we know what the president considers a gimme, and it is, shall we say, generous. Sports writer Rick Riley told the Washington Post that Trump once called a gimme on what should have been a chip shot, adding, when it comes to cheating, he's an 11 on a scale of 1 to 10.
I am shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked.
Now, do I expect more of this as we near 2024? Absolutely not. I would go as far to say that the usual suspects are already sharpening their knives to offset this rare dose of sanity, and they'll be on hand this week to try and deflect from the chaos that runs rife in the Republican Party.
I want to ask you, I hear you invoking Democrats. I understand why. The reality, though, is, as you know, Republicans control the House. Does this not come down to Matt Gaetz ultimately moving to oust you, and therefore do you bear some responsibility?
What Matt Gaetz has done here, think about this. He has chosen with no plan, concerned about an ethics complaint that was registered against him in the last Congress, to try to go and move and shut it down. This is a wrong approach. It's brought chaos. The Democrats went along with it, and they have blame too, but I would sit back. I'll take whatever blame needed, but if the blame is on me for keeping government open and voting for the troops, I would do that again tomorrow.
But just very quickly, just to put a fine point on it, before we get to Tom Emmer, do you regret giving Matt Gaetz that power over you?
By discussing things such as Biden's brother, son, dog, anything that will fit the mold to distract their viewers and harden the cocoon of willful ignorance.
With the details, House Oversight and Accountability Committee Chair James Comer is with us.
That he went and said that he could help through his brother's contacts.
Is that the right strategy for him here?
We are in a very bad place right now, yes.
When are they going to conference?
And really, we need a speaker. Like, the country needs a speaker. This isn't about, prom king. Like, we need a functioning legislative branch.
But no matter how hard they try, I'm sure Republicans will come up with new things this week to remind the American public of just how much their party is in shambles.
My prediction is Jim will win this, and even on the first round of votes.
We have a few sensitive little snowflakes in Congress. Here's the truth. They are the majority. They need to act like it.
We've actually been praising you on the show, and I hope that doesn't hurt you at home.
It will. Walking the Republicans off the plank. We don't deserve the majority.
The Republican Party failed the American people. We delivered no wins for the American people in the first 9.5 months.
But yes, the world is burning around us. We're fiddling. We don't have a strategy.
Nancy Mace, it's been a long time since she's done anything productive.
Do you guys have any idea how clownish you look?
Hey Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.